We've all been in that awkward social situation where we're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to this person, or get me out of here, or this party's going too long.
Hi YouTube! The following interview took place August 6th, 2019 at Twilio's Signal Conference in San Francisco at Moscone West. It previously aired on our Signal TV broadcast over on twitch.tv/Twilio. In this interview, Chloe Condon from Microsoft sits down with Corey Weathers to talk about her fake boyfriend app. I hope you enjoy this interview and live coding session.
We've been talking about this amazing individual who is seated to my left. She has obviously, her name's been brought up a number of times on Chef Brent's stream. We talked a good bit about the work that you do. Yeah. Then you heard about her. If you saw the keynote earlier, she was the first of the shout outs in Jeff's keynote. It's amazing. We have to introduce her. Ladies and gentlemen, please, warm round of applause digitally through the chat room for one, Miss Chloe Condon.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me. What a wonderful intro.
Hey, I tried hard. I tried hard not to prep. I wanted this to feel organic.
It felt real. Thank you.
I wanted it to feel authentic, so I'm glad to hear that. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm so excited. This is honestly, I look forward to this event every year.
Yeah.
I met my best friend, April, who's going to be on the stream a little bit later, at Signal last year.
Yes.
I just look forward to it every year. And I'm so excited to give one of my favorite talks at
That's
Signal
cool.
this year.
Now wait,
Yeah.
What's the talk you're doing?
So my talk is pretty similar to what we're going to be talking about today, which is my fake boyfriend app.
Hey.
It's really, really fun. It's something that I built with a little flick button, which
That's
is this
amazing.
tiny little button. It's got a little adhesive on the back. It's waterproof.
Yeah.
Basically, we can get into it a little later, but we've all been in that awkward social situation where we're just like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk to this person, or get me out of here, or this party's going too long. And I use Twilio to click this button and trigger a fake call.
Oh my God.
As well as a fake text.
Oh my God.
Depending on what you want. So
That is amazing.
yeah. And
Hey.
it's actually pretty simple to build, surprisingly.
So this is, I think, why we love kind of having you here to talk about all the things. Before we get into that, I got to tell you, the chat room is loving your fashion choices.
Oh my gosh, thank you. It's a little bit of a Microsoft homage here.
Yeah, I love the windows. Hashtag Windows. We talked about that
Representing a little
earlier.
AOL
We
here.
talked about the AIM pin. Shout out to Ellie Face for referencing that AIM pin.
It says AIM is away 1997 to 2017. Rest in peace.
That is amazing, right? And then we talked about the floppy disk earrings. Shout out to Copper
thank
Verde
you,
and
thank you.
for Lily Hazel for calling those out.
I love nostalgic tech fashion. It's my favorite thing. I think I'm gonna wear it tomorrow. Someone mentioned, oh my gosh, Chloe's not wearing a hat. I found a hat, y'all, at a thrift store in the Mission, and it's yellow. It's like the color of this, and it says Lotus on it. Like,
That is
it's
amazing.
an original Lotus hat, and it was $12.
That is amazing.
So if you're looking for reasons to move to SF,
Yes.
Bay Area thrift store finds are very good here.
I also have to also say a quick shout out to all of our new followers. So we've got Birdie1992. We've got Imparting, who also dropped a really nice bit in the chat room about why this fake boyfriend app is super cool for those who are introverted. I think that's actually really cool. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, so actually the number one comment that I get after this talk isn't what you would expect. It's always, today I learned I'm an ambivert.
Oh my God.
Which, spoiler alert, an ambivert is someone who has a combination of introverted and extroverted
That's
features.
exactly right.
Which I very much identify with.
Yes.
I will be the life of the party all day at this event, and people will say, you want to go to karaoke at 10? And I'm like, absolutely not. I live in San Francisco, but typically I'll be in my hotel room with a blanket over my head watching Seinfeld, eating Uber Eats alone from people. I don't really like to be around people. Like, I love to be around people in small doses.
Yeah.
Ambivert.
I mean, I love that. As an evangelist, I identify with that a lot. And so I love that you're so vocal and public about that. Thank you.
The one caveat, however, is after I give this talk, less people come up to me afterwards to chat and say hi, because I think they're scared that I'm a little tapped out on peopling, but
Yes.
always come and say hi after.
I got to read this story. Condon with Lou said they had a story specifically for you, about you, and all the fun things. I want to see if this is a fun story to read. Do you want to indulge a little bit?
Sure,
So
sure.
Condon with Lou says they wanted to share a story with you. They used to work with an amazing developer, but she used to be a criminal lawyer who moved into coding later than most after attending a boot camp. And so they first heard about you because that developer had said what an inspiration you were for her. Just wanted to take a chance to say thank you for inspiring amazing people to come to tech.
Thank you so much for sharing that story. That's
What an amazing story.
Wonderful to hear. I applaud anybody who comes from a non-traditional background into tech. It's super hard. I did it myself. I come from a theater background, which is very, very different. I guess, there's a lot of cameras and lights, but
yeah.
not as much JavaScript and expense reports. But thank you so much for sharing that. That's such a great story.
It is an amazing story. It is a part of the why we do what we do. Both being evangelists, or in your case, a cloud developer advocate, right, at Microsoft. Also kind of continuing to serve developers in the community. It's phenomenal. And so I'm super glad that people are feeling 1, welcome, 2, included, 3, inspired.
Yeah, and it's super, super easy to get started. I mean, especially with the project that I'm talking about today with you and the talk that I'm giving at Signal. We're actually starting to give workshops at the Microsoft Reactor in San Francisco of this very fake boyfriend app.
That's amazing.
We think it's such a great beginner project, specifically for boot camp grads, specifically people who are newer to Twilio, newer to Microsoft.
Yeah.
So definitely reach out on Twitter if you're interested in that. I'm excited to have people. We're just going to have so many fake boyfriends all over the world.
Let's deploy the fake boyfriend,
or fake girlfriend, or fake The Rock, or fake Beyonce,
or fake Beyonce, or fake The Rock, or fake Rick Roll. Yes. Hey, let's jump into the fake boyfriend app.
Yeah, sure.
We're gonna go ahead and transition over to your screen. We've got your screen kind of set up here, so this is the display that folks can see.
Awesome. Okay.
And we may bump up the zoom a little bit just to make sure folks can see it.
Yes. Let's do it. There we go. So I'm just gonna, this is a short link that everyone can use today if you want to follow along at all or take a look at the repo. It's aka.ms/signalbf.
aka.ms/signalbf.
Like your BF from Signal.
Oh, I love that. That's awesome.
And that will take you to this lovely fake boyfriend workshop, which already exists out in the wild. Totally feel free to read through this on your own if you'd like.
Oh, that's cool.
But essentially, this all kind of started from Twitter. Surprise, surprise.
Wait. Say what? Well, hold on. Wait, let's try this one more time. From Twitter.
Yes. So a lot of my application ideas and stuff come from like weird jokes or tweets. I tweet a lot of puns often on Twitter.
Yeah.
I have a fake, or I was going to say a fake Mario app. I have a fake astrology app that uses Microsoft Cognitive Services to determine what your chosen Mario Kart player says about your personality. So
this is so awesome.
I analyzed a bunch of cosplayer images. That's another Signal TV thing for another day. But I was tweeting about how, I'm an ambivert and I share a lot about, my ADHD and my ambivertedness on Twitter. And I kept thinking, I wish I had this button. I could just click a button because I've been in so many situations where I genuinely want to leave. I'm like, I'm ready to go. My time is up. There's a banner on Etsy that says, please leave by 9. That's very much how I feel when I throw a party at my house. So I built this little app, and you can listen to it with sound online. But essentially, this is,
this is amazing.
Talk through
let's zoom in a little bit. Let's see if folks can find this.
Yeah. So this is on my Twitter if you want to take a look.
Oh, this is amazing.
So basically what I did here, and I'll show you a diagram in a second, is I used Azure, which is a Microsoft product.
Shout out to the Microsoft folks over at Azure.
Shout out to Microsoft. Yeah. So I used Azure to basically host 2 different Azure functions that send a call as well as a text. So one of the functions was to send a call with the Twilio API and was to send a text.
That's awesome.
And the whole, what you're seeing here on the phone, so obviously we're triggering that with a flick button. And what you're seeing on the phone here is I created a contact, which is a Twilio phone number that I purchased through Twilio.
Awesome sauce. $1 a month for in the United States.
$1 a month.
Super easy.
And then I basically hooked it all together on the back end I'll show you the code in a sec. I used my, Twilio authentication code and all my secrets on the back end and made it so those functions are just waiting to get triggered by an HTTP request.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, wait. So powered by 2 functions behind the scenes. I have to ask, this is a community of chatters that have strong opinions on programming languages.
Oh, yes.
Some like Python, some like C#, me included, some like JavaScript. What is your choice of programming language?
I get to play with a lot of different languages because I'm playing with a lot of different tools, but
Yes.
I tend to kind of lean more towards the JavaScript, Python,
Really?
React side of things.
Look at that, friends.
I went to Hackbright. We learned Python and JavaScript, and
That
my
makes sense.
girl April and I got matching patches, not tattoos. That would be cool though.
Matching patches. Wait, can we get the patches here? Like, can she bring the patch tomorrow for her session?
Possibly. She may have it on something. We got it at RuPaul's DragCon.
Oh, I love that.
Our second favorite conference.
Why not?
We're into a lot of programmer, techie, Python-y,
Yes.
fashion.
Yes.
I'm sure April, if you've seen April today, she was wearing a pink jumpsuit.
I just saw her.
She's looking fabulous, looking great. Maybe we can bring it up. I bet she's tweeted a
She's
picture.
taken over as well. The Twilio, I just found this out. I ran into April. I was just right outside the booth here. She's taken over the Twilio Instagram stories.
Yes.
I think for like the next couple of
We're both
minutes or
doing
so.
that together.
Are you? Oh my God, this is amazing.
Here
This
she
is April.
This is with my son, Misty the robot, which is going to be at the Microsoft booth.
Awesome sauce.
So excited to meet my new son.
Yes.
I guess she hasn't revealed. There's not been a reveal yet.
Not the full outfit.
So.
but I saw it and I said, oh, that's bomb.
Yeah.
I love that. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
Well, April's going to be here tomorrow too.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. So we're going to have
Yay.
some fun and some time with April. Just like we're having fun and time with you. This is cool. We're having a good time.
It's a good time.
All right, cool. So this is built with Azure Functions. Can we see some code?
Yeah, totally. So I just want to show a diagram real quick because I know
Yeah,
I
before we get
said
to
a
the code.
bunch of things really quickly. So you do not need a flick button to do this workshop.
Mhm.
You can actually just, it's an HTTP request. You can trigger it with any sort of IoT device. You can just, have it in your browser on your
That's
phone
cool.
and click enter. So this is just a diagram that I like to show people that shows what exactly is going on under the hood. So basically we're clicking the flick button, which
Mhm.
triggers an Azure function, which
Makes
we've
sense.
hooked up our Twilio SID and auth stuff to.
Yeah.
And then that sends the call / text / all the things
Out to Twilio.
Yeah.
That's a simple. This is almost as simple as like a quick start.
Yeah. It's super, super easy out of the box, and I'll walk you through the code. I will say that for the sake of demoing it, I usually have it send a text and a call to me.
Perfect.
Versus to someone else to save me, like an SOS thing. The reason being, and this is a fun story, is that I had my PM Vanessa help me with this. I just told the story at the Sentry Scouts Tell Your Favorite Debugging Story.
Oh, this is funny. This is funny.
So
I gotta hear this.
So basically, Vanessa was in New York.
Uh-huh.
But before she went to New York, I showed her, I was like, hey, can I test out my fake boyfriend app with her? She said, sure. And I hard-coded her phone number into my app. And then she went to New York a week later, and I went back to my, talk to work on it. And I kept clicking the button, and I'm like,
where is it going?
working?
Right.
Like, all the code,
Right.
it says that it's sent. What's
Right.
going on? Vanessa was in a little play called Sleep No More in New York, which, if you're unfamiliar, is an immersive theatrical experience in New York where they take away your phones, you're not allowed to talk to anybody, and you have masks on. It's a whole thing. That's another story for another day.
Oh, that is hilarious.
But she comes back to her phone and is like, oh my God, I have like 75 text messages from Chloe that just say SOS Trash Panda alert because we have this inside joke about our team being the Trash Pandas.
Oh, that's amazing. Can you all see that?
Yeah,
The
let's see.
focus
It's
gets a
kind of-
little bit weird.
It's
Yeah.
a sticker that says Trash Pandas.
Yeah.
And it was pretty funny once we figured out what had happened there.
Oh,
But I love to tell that story as a never hard code your credentials story.
Trash Panda.
Because we've all learned the hard way, some funnier than others.
Trash
but
Panda.
Quick preface. So I figured I'll just kind of show you. So I have an Azure account already, obviously.
Yeah.
I work in Microsoft.
That's that whole Microsoft Blue Badge thing.
Yeah. So I am logged into the Azure portal here.
Okay.
You can get here by just
Portal.azure.com.
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
Or you can go through that short link I gave you earlier to get to my workshop repo. So I already have some functions here. So I'm going to go to my resources and So here is my Azure function. I've already built this out for y'all.
Oh, this
just
is
to make it super. This is a little bit more visual. You can also do this in Visual Studio Code. You can do it in the IDE.
No, I love
this. You can
this.
do it however developers work, but I like to do it this way just to show people what's going on here.
Yeah, this is great.
So here is my HTTP trigger. It's super simple.
Now wait, what's this trigger thing?
So the trigger is going to be the function. So our first function that we're going to call, which it's really, really simple to make one. You can kind of see I've got it highlighted here in pink.
Wait, so you've got the steps already lined up here in GitHub.
I want it to be super, as someone who went to a boot camp, I hate lack of documentation and bad documentation.
Totally makes sense.
Especially for beginners, especially as someone who's struggled their way through many a documentation and API.
Absolutely.
Especially starting out. So this is super, super beginner friendly. So definitely come walk through here, come to a workshop. It's very much laid out for you.
I love that.
Honestly, taking a cue from Twilio's documentation.
Shout out to the developer education team.
Honestly, if any documentation rickrolls me, that's a win itself. Spoiler alert for this app. But their documentation, when I was getting started, rickrolled me. And I was like, I'm going to keep this. If you looked at my Twitter and looked at my pinned tweet and have sound on, you know that got kept in the app.
It's funny, too, because I love, so the life is yours is calling out something interesting, right? Which is terrible documentation says something like, oh, just look at the demo in the test folder.
Yeah.
Which is horrible. Like, that doesn't get anyone equipped. It doesn't get anyone excited. You're like, okay, well, what are we doing?
And I've learned something as a developer advocate, which is if you don't handhold people step by step by step. I recently gave this workshop to a group of very smart senior developers, but I skipped one little tiny step, which I swear was something like click this button.
Oh, no.
And if people just see a block of text and not an image, they'll skip through it.
Yeah,
so
they're like, what am I supposed to do?
The more, there was an exercise I do, I always think of this when I'm making documentation I want to say it was 5th grade. Our teacher said, okay, I want you to write how to put peanut butter and jelly, how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh my God.
And we all wrote it out and we were like, get bread. But, she wanted us to be like, take off the twist tie, open the bag, put the bread on a plate. And she would do it for us. And, she'd get the bread and just
take it out.
Someone would say, don't unscrew the lid. And she'd try to, and I really try to do that with my documentation because it makes a difference.
I mean, it makes a lot of a difference.
Yeah.
Marback is saying that's such a common interview question. And I love that you're calling this out because it is about trying to make this accessible. It's about trying to make it easy for folks to follow along. Ellie Face is saying she had to do it in the 6th grade, which is fascinating.
Yeah. It's a great way to make sure that you're accounting for all those use cases. Because I think as developers, we're all experiencing such different things. Like you can be an expert at Android, you can be an expert at DevOps, but no one is an expert at everything. And some of the best advice I got, the first company I worked at was a Docker-focused company, and I was very intimidated to create beginner content. And people said, "Oh no, the UI changes all the time.
Wow.
We need beginner content. So never be afraid to A, consume beginner content, and B, make it. Please make it."
Hey, before we continue going, I want to give a quick shout out to a couple of the folks who've now followed the channel. Thank you so much, Vermont Systems, Gold Penguin, Fernando. Did I get that right? Fernando Deval. Thank you so much. Wave Rider, JC, ooh, I like that. Speaker, and of course, Clark IO, who we love. Kid Kavon, and Birdie1992. I think that's gotten us caught up.
Yes.
We got a ton of new followers. If you like what you're seeing, if you like what you're hearing, if you want to be a part of the Signal experience, hit the follow button. Make sure you stay on. We'll have more amazing stuff with Chloe, literally, when I finish talking, as well as some amazing other folks who it's just going to be a phenomenal time. So now I'm going to stop talking. We're going to get back to the amazing with Chloe.
I also wanted to share, I was in Florida last week, and I had a burrito that came with documentation.
Oh my God.
I have a picture of it. I think I tweeted it. And it literally was like little directions that came with my burrito.
Oh my God.
And it was like pull down foil, pull down, and like how to save it for later. And I'm like, this is good. Maybe we could have made it digital to save the planet, but this is good.
I love that we're putting documentation in food wrapping.
Yeah, it's the age of documentation.
It's time to save the planet. That's how this goes.
And speaking of which, so this whole workshop that I did, I made it myself. But if you're looking, maybe you're more of a gamified type person, or you really like a walkthrough and you want to learn more. Microsoft Docs, so Microsoft Learn has step-by-step super amazing, like as hand-holdy as you want it to be, walkthrough, and they give you little badges and stuff for completing different modules and lessons and sections. It's a big part of how I ended up making this app. Even as a developer at Microsoft, I use it. So
Yeah.
it's part of our docs. Definitely check it out.
I actually just used it on the stream last Friday or Thursday when I was playing Twilio Quest. And folks were like, oh, this is really easy to do. It's really easy to set up. You know how to do this. I said, no, we're going to walk through the documentation. We're going to go through this experience. This is amazing. Thank you so much, Mara, back for the love. Twilio, we think, has really good documentation. We hope that you all enjoy it as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if I can find him, our mascot for docs is super cute. It's a little doc.
Oh, is it really?
I'll find him for us later.
Oh, we gotta find
this
it.
bow tie's pretty cute, too.
Okay, so we're going back to the app.
Yes. So the first thing that I did is I created a function app, which, again, is in this workshop here. And then I had to fill out a couple things here. So my app name, which has to be unique, what subscription I'm using. If you're using Microsoft Learn, you actually get a sandbox mode that'll give you free Azure credit for about 4 hours. So you can do it that way, or you can do it through my workshop. I link in here for a free account.
Yeah.
I'm using Windows, consumption plan for my hosting plan, West US for my location because I'm here in beautiful San Francisco, and I'm using Node.js for the runtime stack here.
Got it.
And for the sake of this application, I'm creating new storage, which it just pre-populates this.
That makes sense.
This here. So once that's deployed, it takes about a minute or two. We have our first resource, which
That's cool.
is what I was showing you
here. Yeah.
And right out of the box, there's just going to be a function here where if you append the URL, this is not it, so just pretend you're not seeing this.
Yeah, let's just pretend we don't see that.
So right out of the box, it's going to look like this. You can create your first function. There's a quick start feature. And we're doing a webhook API. So again, you can do this all in your terminal, all through VS Code.
Wait, hold on. Whoa, that's a big thing.
It's all connected together. So it's really kind of choose your adventure, choose your flavor of how you want to make your fake boyfriend app. Personally, I really like using the portal just to have a visualization.
Visual interface. Right.
But if if it's more your style to do things a different way, do it a different way.
Yeah, because there's the Azure Function CLI, right?
Yes.
We are fans of CLIs today. I got to tell you, Twilio announced their CLI. The chat room loved it. We talked about the CLI just now to power Azure and all of the things that you can do in Azure, which is super powerful.
Yeah.
I think this is amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool because I think we've now realized as tech companies that people work in so many different ways and computers. I'm working on a Mac at Microsoft, and I have friends who work at other companies and use different tools. So I think it's really cool to just see all these things play together really well,
right,
and then be able to create these really cool things.
Well, I got
different paths.
I have to ask because it came up in the chat room. Ellie Face has asked, "Is this really the 952nd time you've run the fake boyfriend workshop?"
I don't think I'm in the hundreds yet. I think I've done the workshop once, pretty soon. Ask me in a couple months, maybe, after we've done it at the reactor a couple times. But no, it's just in my blood. It's choreography. It's like Fosse Verde.
Oh, I love that.
In my DNA.
Oh, I love that. And of course, everyone's coming back to this amazing aim pen.
Oh, yes.
Mara back, yes, we talked about this. I think you may have missed the part where we talked about the nostalgia and the love for all the things tech nostalgia.
I'll try to tweet who made the pin later. It's a really amazing artist. I see it at a lot of Pride festivals and drag cons and stuff.
Oh, that is amazing.
That's great.
Okay, we got to get back to the app now. We're going to hop back to the screen. We talked about the webhook, setting up an API. We talked about it being powered by an HTTP request, which then kicks the thing off.
So it's just going to be a URL that gets spit out to us from that function. And once that's deployed, really what we do, so this is the code that we were looking at earlier.
Oh, this is the code?
Yes. So
this is fun. Let's see the code. Yes.
Here's what it looks like. It's really, really simple.
Let's bump this up a little bit.
Yeah.
We're going to see if the folks in the chat room can see this nice and clearly. Cool. Let us know if you need us to bump it up a little bit more. I know we've got the dark background with the white text.
Yes, I am a developer after all. I have to have the
how
dark
these things
mode.
go.
Yeah, so just a quick little tour of this. So obviously we have all of our navigation over on this side, which will make things a little bit bigger here. I can also look at my logs, and I can also look at my console here, which is really nice. So even though I'm working in the portal, I can do everything in here, which is great.
Amazing.
So I skipped over it very quickly, but right out of the box, when you create your first Azure function, the code here will simply give you an HTTP URL, which you can find
By
right
clicking
here.
that thing.
And when you put it in your browser, and you append your name to it, it'll just say like, it's basically a Hello World app.
Right.
But I came in here and with the help of Twilio's documentation, set up something actually pretty simple here. So these environmental variables that you see on the screen, so the account said, Twilio said, Twilio token, anything in caps here, I am storing in my settings here. So don't worry, there's nothing
Okay, we're not
secret.
going to put anything, I was going to say, we're not going to put anything sensitive on the screen.
We're not going to put anything sensitive on here, but let's see. Let me go over here. Oops. Over here. If I go to my configuration settings, I've set all these up ahead of time.
That's amazing.
All my secrets stored.
It's all here in the application settings.
And that way I don't have to necessarily put in my GitHub repo if I'm scared of doing that because I've been burned before.
Right. As I think we all have.
Yes.
I know I certainly have.
But yeah, this is the code. So basically what I'm saying is I'm establishing the account SID as well as the Twilio token. And I'm saying I want to require Twilio as well.
That's amazing.
And this function is very simple. So this one is using a TWIML URL, which I'm going to guess this is the one that I'm using for the call.
Okay.
So, so this is saying the recipient's number as well as the sender number, which I'm also saving in my variables.
Okay.
And oh, yes, it is the call because then we're logging if the call was sent versus if there was an error or if the call was successfully sent.
So I love this. I mean, the way that I'm looking at this, and yes, I do a little bit of JavaScript, not a JavaScript developer. So, forgive me if I get things wrong, is we literally get a context variable that has a ton of stuff in it that we can use. We do with just one function call, client.calls.create. We give it some parameters. It starts a phone call.
Yeah.
And then on the promise, right, that returns back, we get some information about the call and it kicks off the context logging.
Yes. Yeah, it's super basic. And then the text is going to be pretty similar. The only thing that's going to be different is we won't have this TWIML URL. I'll get into what that is.
Yeah, what's that TWIML URL?
So that is hosting a couple things. So you'll notice if you go to Twitter and you watch my video here that there's a kind of a robotic voice that goes, "Hello, it is I, your boyfriend. Please call me."
Oh, that sounds fun.
And then it plays Rick Astley's "Never Gonna Give You Up" because that's what was in the documentation. I kept it in. And there's kind of a 2-second delay, so it kind of throws people off.
Well, why not?
So, so yeah, the TWIML is basically, it's hosted by Twilio, and it's in my Twilio account. So the same place where my phone number is and my tokens
amazing.
and everything. And I'm hosting the MP3. Well, you guys are hosting the MP3 because it's in your documentation.
It's coming from Twilio.
But anytime that I want the phone call to be, I uploaded a bunch of voices to the GitHub repo of myself pretending to be sisters and bosses and coworkers and stuff like that. But also, I made a ADHD reminder app with Twilio that uses Shia LaBeouf going just do it, just do it. So there's so many MP3s that you can upload.
You can do so many things.
There's so many amazing tools that you can scratch sound off of from YouTube.
Oh, that is phenomenal.
So yeah, so that's basically hosting that as well as the TWIML is basically Markdown language, and you can use speak or play.
That's exactly right. The TWIML verbs.
Things.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's basically what is in that URL is the information for that, which is on the Twilio side.
Now I gotta say, folks here love Cedric. We love Cedric a ton. We keep saying Cedric's voice needs to be the voice to power all the things. So are there any chances that you're going to get Cedric's voice in now that Cedric's your son?
That would be great.
That would be fun, wouldn't it?
I would love that. I mean, let's do it. Let's hook it up. We could do it at the conference.
Now, I got to say, so Copperbeardy has said this is JavaScript that he could follow. I think Copperbeardy is like me, a fellow .NETer. Love that the JavaScript is super simple, super easy to follow. So shout out to you for making that simple. And then the rest of the chat room really wants to see you make some money on this thing. I mean, it's clear. Some have said you can, share this and get a subscription off of it.
I know.
$1.99 to have an ambivert bailout button.
Well, I do get paid by Microsoft.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I do share
Okay.
with people how to make this. That's part of being a developer advocate.
It is a part of the
other
why.
people how to make it. But actually, my friend Diana and I are working on a whole, she's created this whole front-end dashboard interface for it that also has location. So we'll be posting a blog post about that probably in the next couple weeks.
Well, that's exciting.
That uses all of the same code and functionality, but has all sorts of fun, Auth0 login integration and stuff. So keep an eye out for that.
Well, that's amazing. Shout out to some of our newest followers as well. Stan045, Sunflower LOL, SmartAxe. Thank you so much for the follow. If you like what you see, hit the follow button, come hang out. We're going to have more content throughout the rest of this day and tomorrow at our Signal Developer Conference, which is happening right now, just outside the fishbowl that we're in.
Someone said, can I buy that button for LinkedIn? I wish. Mute. I know I have another friend request. I'm not really sure how you mean, but I think that's funny.
That is amazing.
And just a couple other fun things that I've built with this. So right out of the box, and this is a big part of it before we get back into the code. So right out of the box, Flick comes with a app that's pre-built.
Does it?
And it's pretty simple. It's almost just like pairing a Bluetooth or something. So
Okay.
You just log into the app, you'll pair your device, but there's all these fun things you can do with zero
just
code.
the app.
You could give it to, probably not my dad, he wouldn't be able to pick it up, but you could give it to your kid, and it can do anything. It was so funny. I was in a room full of 40 very senior developers teaching them this workshop, and the first thing everyone did, fart button generator.
Of course.
And it was just 40 engineers just, and some of them had synced with the wrong one on accident because they all tried to pair at the same time. You know how it goes. You know how it goes when you're in a room full of developers and Canada. Anyway, so that's a really fun one. Also, you can upload MP3s or, play music if you want.
That's amazing.
I found a laugh track MP3, and anytime I made a joke, I clicked it around my boyfriend. He loved that. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things. Also, they're waterproof, so you can put them in your shower.
Oh, that's amazing.
They stick to walls. You can probably put magnets on them if you really wanted to.
Now the question is, where can we buy this from?
Yeah, I can tweet out a link for sure. I think I've linked it in my pinned tweet. And in the workshop, there's a link to them as well at a discounted rate. I think towards the top. But you can buy them on Amazon. You can also buy them directly from Flick, and they just did a Kickstarter for Flick 2.
Nice.
So exciting. And that'll have a lot more features. So.
Okay, so Amazon directly from Flick, contribute to the Kickstarter. You possibly get the newest one.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And they're really great. They're great to travel with. You don't have to charge them. I think the battery lasts about a year.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Very accessible. And they come in lots of colors too.
Oh, well, so there goes some choice, right?
Yeah.
My daughter would love pink. That's all the things she wants.
Oh, I hope they make a pink one.
Well, let's jump back into the code.
Yeah. So I showed the call one first. This is actually the code for the text message, which is very, very similar.
Oh my God, it looks almost the same.
It's almost identical, except we have obviously created a body of the message here.
Oh yeah, I see that.
We don't have the URL in this case. We could if we wanted to send a picture, but we're not doing that for this particular one. And then it's doing the same thing. It's logging if the message is sent or if there was an error. What is cool about this is if you put your credentials, if you if you secure your credentials like I did on the back end with Azure, if you're testing this, so for example, that story that I told about my PM for the Trash Panda alert, you can just switch these out when you're testing.
And just drop in a new number.
Yeah. The sender is always going to be your Twilio number.
Right.
But for the recipient, you can put your number in it. You don't have to change it on the back end is what I'm saying. You can just, you can have like Chloe's number or like Tyler's number or whoever you wanted to test
this is amazing.
So it's pretty, I wanted to make it as simple as possible.
I mean, just a couple of lines of code change, and now you've taken care of both voice and messaging.
It's that Twilio documentation, dude.
Shout out to Twilio.
It's easy peasy.
Make that really easy.
So yeah, that's basically it. So basically what that looks like kind of on the Azure end is, to make another function, I would go through this same process
and
again.
You just pop it in there.
Do the same thing, do an HTTP trigger, same kind of deal with making a second one.
And then it's just there. And it's deployed with its own resource group and all the things.
It's just right out of the box.
Okay, so if you've never worked with Azure before, I love Azure. Azure makes this really simple, as you can see. We literally just click on this one button, and then everything just becomes available to you.
And I can integrate here. So there's a couple ways you can do this as well with
Oh, and you can give custom inputs.
yeah, you can even do like add a Twilio output here if you want. I think I noted in the workshop, but there's a bunch of different ways that you can you know, you can connect things.
Oh
you
my
can
goodness.
Run it on Docker if you want. Lots of ways to do it. So I have a package.json file that I add. That's just to basically tell it what to do. It's the recipe, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah, and it's pretty simple.
And look at that.
Copy paste, you know, obviously.
And there's not much there.
It's very easy. It's very basic. And then once you install Twilio, which honestly, that's pretty much the final step other than, you know.
Then running it.
You need to securely put your values in Azure.
We promote security in the highest form since blank, 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 whatever that is.
Yes. Please secure your credentials, as I've noted here. Yeah, it's pretty easy. But I usually do the text message first when I'm testing it out.
Okay.
And then I try the to do the call afterwards.
Got it.
But here's a little screenshot I've included here of what it looks like inside of Twilio.
Once you upload it to Twilio.
So this is an MP3 that I've created. This is either a Rickroll or it's my voice pretending to be someone.
Pretending to be Rick Astley singing.
To kind of explain the difference between what a Twilio asset is versus a Twilio bin. So an asset is going to be anything that you're uploading. So anything that you would send in a text that makes a sound or looks like something, or so these are pictures, videos. Can you send video? Yeah, not in call.
You can.
Not yet. No holograms yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my MP3 here, which I'm also, if you remember before in our code, I've included with, I'm just scrolling around now. I've also included the Twiml, which has the markdown that says, here's the robot voice that I want you to include. Oh, it was right down here.
There it goes.
So, yeah, so here's a little practice one that I made for folks if they want to just put something in to start with and then kind of go from there. But this is what it looked like when I put it into
now it's hosted with Twilio.
Yeah, it's hosted on Twilio, so I don't have to manage those resources, which is really nice. That's all managed on Twilio's end.
That's cool.
Let me escape.
Let's get out of there. Come back to us. Come back. There we go.
Escape. I'm not sure why. Okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, there we go.
So yeah, it's super easy. And basically what I'm doing is I'm wanting it to say in a man's voice, hey, congrats, everything's working, you are awesome, you did it, yay. And then the MP3 is Rick Astley's never going to give you it.
Of course. There comes Rick Astley.
I included this in my app settings as well. Obviously, you know, you do want to keep the URL private.
That's right.
So people aren't accessing it all the time.
Yes.
So I've put that inside in all caps as well. And then, yeah.
Then you just do a test call.
You do a test call. This is always my favorite part of doing the workshop because it's a bunch of developers being like, oh, someone's calling me.
Yes, my phone's ringing. Oh, no, wait. We just, oh, man, didn't realize. No, this is phenomenal.
Yeah, and these are, so I should say these are images from the Android app, so it'll look a little different for iPhone users, but it's pretty simple. You just add a flick button to your device and pair it. And yeah, the final step. Oh, so you put the HTTP URL.
For your function.
Right. Inside, and you're pretty much good
and
to
that's
go.
It.
That's
oh my
it.
God, I love
that's
how simple this is.
I will say the first couple times that you do it, be patient. Sometimes your boyfriend can take a couple minutes to wake up when you first create your phone number early in the morning.
Right.
But yeah, it's actually a really fun project to kind of debug and play with too, because
of course.
You know, there's the story I told with Vanessa, but then, you know, if you click something 4 times and it doesn't work, then you get like 4 texts.
Well, now we get all the 4 things. That's exactly right.
Like, I'm so popular. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
I got to tell you, the chat room loves this README that you've put together.
Oh, yay. I'm so glad.
Shout out to Lily Hazel, who's just said she loves, they love the documentation.
I tried to add little bathroom breaks in here too. There's a couple moments where you'll need to get things up and running or hosted. So I've added these little pizza bathroom snack breaks throughout.
That is awesome.
Also, someone is calling me, and I swear it's not my Twilio.
It's not the flick button. It's not the flick button. Well, I got to tell you, this is an amazing app. And you shared this on Twitter, right? That you built this app.
Yes.
What was the response like?
Oh
when
my
you shared it?
goodness. It's one of my more viral tweets. RIP, my most viral tweet. I accidentally deleted it. But this is the tweet, and it really, people really, it blew up. People really got inspired by it. It kind of surprised me, honestly, that nobody had built anything like this before.
Really?
I think it really, it picked up a bunch. Vice did an article on it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And people seem really excited to be able to. I hope it inspires a lot of people. I very intentionally didn't make it a fully fledged app because I
Right.
really wanted people to build it on their own
To just do a thing.
and to play with different tools and technologies. And yeah, it's been really fun to see what people are contributing to it and changing it and altering it. And it's
No,
great.
I mean, what I love about it, as someone who legitimately, I've just seen you obviously walk through it. I've seen this now. I'm a developer evangelist with Twilio, so I know how to tell a Twilio story. It tells a story of the why Twilio exists in a way that's super compelling.
It's a really, as someone who is newer, who came into tech in the last 5 years, a lot of the projects that I do, I really tried to A, have them be useful, but B, have them have a sense of humor.
Right.
And I think the beauty of this app is it's deeply technical, but it's not too deep for too many people.
Right.
It's accessible for newbies as well, but also it just makes people smile, and that makes me happy.
Which is fun and exciting. And I love
Yeah.
that excitement is just kind of exuding out of you.
And there's a lot of folks who've said, they've kind of tried to repurpose it for their kids when
Yeah.
they're walking home from school, or if they're on a bad date, or if they're at a conference, or there's so many different use cases for
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. You
or,
can just go have fun with it.
my favorite is someone was like, I want to do a PagerDuty notification on my phone. So I have to
gonna
be like,
hit the
I got to
button.
take this. Everything's on fire.
Oh, that is hilarious. Okay, so I have to ask a question.
Yeah.
And it's somewhat related, but not exactly related. But it is about all the things Twilio, because I heard a rumor
Mm-hmm.
that is that you are a Twilio champion.
I am.
Now, why are you a Twilio champion? What is it that made you feel like, you know what, this is a thing that I feel like I want to be a part of?
I would say, Twilio was the first, we were talking earlier about documentation
Mhm.
and sort of ease of use.
Mhm.
Twilio was the first product that I worked on, and I really felt like I knew what I was doing.
Awesome.
I think part of that, honestly, was the documentation, but another part of, I love gamified things. I used to run a meetup at Sentry that was gamified. We had little patches and stickers for it. Microsoft Learn has these fun little patches, and I loved Twilio Quest.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited for the new one. Oh my God. So
Yeah.
exciting. But yeah, I think I feel like I wanted to be a Twilio champion just because I enjoy every app that I make with Twilio.
That is cool.
And I have 5 in my stockpile of side projects that I'm waiting to do. I'm like, I don't want to overload everyone with Twilio. But it's just it's great to teach people. So much of our job as evangelists and advocates is teaching people.
Yeah.
And Twilio, anytime I demo something with Twilio or share something about Twilio in a talk, there's just such a smile on people's face. Because
Yeah.
maybe part of it's that I'm making really unusual, quirky apps, but I think another part of it is people are kind of shocked at how easy it is to use.
Well, it does make me curious. Have you connected up with some of the other champions to hear of some of the things they're building and some of the things they're doing?
Oh yes, there's a whole secret Illuminati Slack channel. Just kidding. I'm friends with a lot of the champions already. It was super cool that April was one of the first ones as well.
She was.
It was so many anniversaries happening of our friendship here at Signal. I try to keep kind of in touch with the community and see what's happening out there, and encourage other folks to become champions and to play more with it. And we've got good flags. So
I mean, it's amazing. I will say, if you all are hanging out in the chat room and you think that you yourself could be a Twilio champion, hit the website, twilio.com/champions. We have the form there for you to apply. We've got some details over what the criteria is such that you could become a champion. But we legitimately do want to celebrate those developers who are out building, doing amazing things with Twilio and sharing that with the rest of the world.
And you don't have to be like me and be on camera or give a talk or anything like that. You can write. There's so many different ways to contribute as a developer, host a meetup, host an event, so many ways to be a champion without having to do a little song and dance like we're doing.
Yeah, which is fun.
Yeah, I love
it's exciting. I mean, I love seeing what champions are doing, right? Because as an evangelist, it's helping me realize that, the work that we're doing is connecting with folks.
Oh, yeah.
And that's
totally.
super exciting.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Chloe, I love that you came and hung out with us. I'm so excited that you're here at Signal. Is there anything that you are looking forward to out of the next 2 days that we haven't talked about?
Ooh, that we haven't talked about. Well, I'm super excited to take over Instagram with April. I think you guys are very brave to allow us to do that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to walk the expo floor.
Yeah.
I every year, well, this is my second time at Signal, but I consistently get very, very good practical swag items. Actually, I've been using this charger for a year now,
Which is a Twilio charger.
But also just meeting with other folks and seeing how other people are using Twilio out and about. I like to call it in the trenches.
I love that. I love that. It's kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, and the party. I'm excited for the party.
Yes,
That'll be
Bash.
fun.
It is one of the more amazing post-conference after parties I've experienced. I'm so excited to be here this year. I'm so excited you'll be here this year.
Yay.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I want to say a big thank you for hanging out with me for the last, I think, 45 minutes now.
Wow.
We've been hanging out for 45. Has it felt like that?
No, it's felt like a minute.
Yeah, I feel like it's not anything close to that. But thank you.
Thank you.
If you like what you saw in this interview, please consider heading over to twitch.tv/Twilio and giving us a follow there. We'll have more content like this there very soon.